Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing y'all easy air dry clay ideas you can make right at home even if you're not a very crafty person. For basic tools, you'll need a sharp cutting knife and something you can use as a rolling pin. You'll of course need your choice of air dry clay. After some research, I went with this Hardy brand, which is a Japanese clay, and let me just tell y'all, this stuff is so good. It's ready to use right out of the pack and it doesn't make a mess. For my first idea, first I rolled out some clay to my desired size and thickness. I knew I wanted to make some sort of a leaf jewelry dish, so I used this leaf that I unfortunately lost from my plant this morning, but luckily I knew I could use it for one of my clay ideas. I knew that the veins of the leaf would help me achieve a really nice print on my clay. I placed the leaf on top of the clay and pressed down on it, rolling it with my rolling pin. Then I cut it out with my carving tool. I just want to take a moment to remind y'all to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already a subscriber. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment below. As you can see, I got a really nice print from my leaf. Next, I gently lifted my jewelry dish from the table. It was super easy to do, and as you can see, this clay is truly mess-free. Next, I cleaned up my edges a little bit with the opposite end of my carving tool. I made the veins of the leaf dish a little bit more pronounced, and once I was happy with the way it looked, I placed it over this bottle to help it keep its shape, and I let it dry for 24 hours. Once it was completely dried, I sealed it with Mod Podge and then I painted it. I went with this neutral color as the base. It's actually unbleached titanium white, but it looks more beige. Then I gave it a top coat of this transparent metallic color, and then I trimmed it with bronze. And here's how it turned out. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. For the second idea, I wanted to make a gold home decor Monstera Leaf. I rolled out some clay to my desired size and thickness, and I found this print of a Monstera Leaf online to use as my stencil because I don't have this type of plant at home. I cut it out and placed it on top of my clay, and I followed the same steps as I did in the first clay idea. Now, since I didn't use an actual plant like I did to create the first leaf dish, I had to create some texture on my own, so I used my carving tool to do this. Once I was happy with the way it looked, I placed my Monstera leaf in this jar to help it hold its shape, and I let it dry for 24 hours. Once it was dry, I sealed it with Mod Podge, then I spray painted it with this high shine metallic gold spray paint by Rust-Oleum. And here's how it looks. I really love how it looks. I ended up putting jewelry in it, but it can stand on its own without anything inside of it. On to idea number 3. For this one, I really wanted to test out the clay, so instead of painting the clay after it dried, I added this mustard color acrylic paint and I mixed it in. Now, if you try this, you are going to get your hands a little bit messy, but the clay took to the paint very well and it mixed in quite nicely. Once my clay and my paint was mixed in well, this is what it looks like. I knew I wanted to make a pair of earrings, so I used this bottle top to cut symmetrical circles. And to make this super simple, I simply took a pair of hoop earrings that I already had and I used those as the connector element for the overall design. I used my wire cutter to cut a hairpin and I used the cuts as a tool to help hold the shapes together. Once fully dried, I sealed them, then I painted them using a paint splatter technique, which is basically just me tapping my paintbrush onto my finger to help the paint splatter onto my earrings. Once that paint was dry, I sealed them again to make sure that my paint designs won't chip off. Then I slid my earrings onto my hoops, and guys, I am so in love with this DIY. I love how these earrings came out. You guys know that I love DIYs that are functional, and now I'm making DIYs that are wearable. I love it. I just love it all. For my last super easy air dry clay idea, I wanted to make a candle. Well, technically I had the candle already, but I wanted it to be more aesthetically pleasing. Like, I wanted a more aesthetically pleasing bowl with a more organic feel. I rolled out some clay to my desired size and I used this candle to make a circle shape, then I cut it out. I used the same candle jar to help me mold the clay into a bowl shape, and then I let it dry for 24 hours. Once it was dry, I painted it the same colors as I did my first leaf jewelry dish. I melted the candle that I wanted to use for it and I poured it in. This part did get a little bit messy, but as you can see, I did do this over a tray, so cleanup wasn't that bad. And here's how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed these super easy air dry clay ideas. I had tons of fun making them and I can't wait to try out some more ideas. I also want to try out some baking clay, so let me know in the comment section if you'd be interested in that. Okay, that's all for today. Bye until next time.